PlayStation Underground has gone Dutch to find out about a new video game that has a buzz echoing off the walls of the canals in Amsterdam. So we searched this town high and low to get the lowdown on a new band of game developers. It seems this company was formed from 3 smaller Dutch game developers in 2000. Their studio is based in the heart of Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. They are rapidly becoming one of Europe's leading independent game developers and are working closely with Sony Computer Entertainment Europe to create one of the most anticipated titles for 2004. Their name is Guerrilla, and this is the story of Killzone.
Killzone is a really high action-packed first-person shooter. You're part of a team of commandos and you're fighting against the Helghast.
The Helghast have attacked the planet Vector with a devastating blitzkrieg, and you're in the trenches as they attack. Basically, you've got to fight your way out of it.
For Killzone, we really wanted to get a cinematic approach to a war game, so it's much more based on what war is like in movies, but you can really kind of feel the grit and the grime of it. It's very, really kind of nasty, lots of fire, lots of dirt, lots of blood.
For the world, for example, we really wanted to make the world feel like it's your home. We really wanted to make small things that people will recognize and change that a bit, because it's in a future world. For the Helghast, we used the German army from First World War. The ISA is meant to be like a small army, special forces type of guys.
Killzone comes out as something very dense, very sort of edgy. It comes near you and it's very gritty and it's almost claustrophobic at times.
We want to give you, the player, an environment that you can recognize and that you can get to grips with immediately. We're using a futuristic setting, but you should still recognize how coffee machines work in this environment, how cars work. We take this realism, we twist it round, and we present it to you in a very exciting kind of way. We're talking about a war here, so we've got a lot to play with.
What we wanted to do is really make a game that looked war-torn. So our concept time spent a lot of time researching how things looked, first of all, but second of all, how they were destroyed and how they look when they're completely kind of torn apart. We have cities which are completely kind of torn apart by war. We have jungles, we have riverbeds that have been dried up, all kind of, get linked together by this constant feel of worn, torn, destroyed scenery.
You can play Killzone as 4 different styles. You've got Commando, it's an all-rounder, good aim and everything. You've got a stealth character, you can sneak up to people, silenced shots, close combat knives and everything. You've got a heavy weapons guy, and of course there's our secret spy character. One of the cool things about Killzone is the AI. It's totally non-cheating, and they will never be so scripted that you can catch them off guard. They really react to you.
We've got a series of individual people that will actually react to you, the player, only when you move, only when you actually trigger them. We can then multiply that and build it into a squad, a brick of 4 guys, and that makes our AI extremely flexible.
And then you can go offline split screen, play with your buddies, and you can add bots, so you're playing with your buddy, and you can play on a team with 6 other bots against 8 other ones. With all the combinations and all of the different possibilities you can play Killzone, it's almost unlimited. It depends on how you want to play it instead of what the game allows you to do.
You're playing events in and around the single-player experience, and we have a number of different game types to reflect that. We've got assault games, where one team is defending and another team is attacking, and it's all time-based. We've got domination-based games, where you have to try and dominate a key area in the battlefield. Of course, we allow you to deathmatch, because no online game is complete without it.
A lot of people already have a broadband adapter. I think it's worth it buying one if you don't have one yet. It looks good, it feels good. Everybody's playing online. People are immediately having a lot of fun.
The good thing of making a first-person shooter is that the player has a lot of freedom. You can move everywhere, so you have to design every single angle. That makes it really interesting. The other really big thing, I think, is like how your hands move. It's just the only thing you see of the player is like his hands and the gun. The weapon almost becomes the character. For the weapons, we did like the full range, from like pistols to shotguns to machine guns, rifles, sniper rifles to the big missile launchers. We really want to stick to bullets since we think bullets are cool. to a lot of reference from the real guns and actually design the weapons from the inside out. If you do proper research in your weapons, the animations will immediately look very good as well.
The weapons are very cool to use. They have really nice reload animations and they handle really nicely. They actually feel like a real gun. Basically, you pick up a weapon, you start firing with it, and that's fun. It's really fun. Killzone stands out because of its graphical immersiveness. It's very detailed, rich world, but it's also a very believable world.
One person likes the guns, the other person likes the characters and the style, the other one really likes the sound, but in the end it's something that feels as a whole. It's an integrated part and it has impact.
This is a cinematic experience. You are going to be thrown in the center of the battle. The explosions will be going on all around you, and we want you to feel scared. We want your heart to race. From what we've seen and people playing Killzone so far, they refer to it as an experience, as opposed to just playing a game.